of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.
Welcome to another edition of Real Family Talk. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another week of Real Family Talk. This is your host, Jay Real. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday evening. As always, my Tuesday evening is blessed and excited just because it's Real Family Talk. We also have a guest tonight I'm excited about as well. We'll introduce him in a moment. But I hope everybody's having a great evening. It's in Orlando here. It's another beautiful day in the city. Beautiful. I cannot complain. I love this weather out here. That's why I will refuse to live anywhere else besides the Central Florida area. I refuse. But let's go ahead and welcome everybody that's here with me tonight. We got Jeremy is in the building. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm good. How's everybody doing out there? It is nice out here. Nighttime, it's windy, relief from a little bit of heat.
Yes, yes. And it's not humid, too. That's the nice thing.
No, it's not.
Right. Not tonight. Not tonight.
Spring is the best until the thunderstorms come over and do tornado warnings, you know.
Right.
We won't even worry about that, though. We won't worry about that. We got Miss McCrae's in the building. How you doing, Miss McCrae?
Hey, I'm blessed. What's up, everybody?
Miss Monica's here. How you doing, Miss Monica?
Doing great.
Oh, we've been missing Miss Monica.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks.
I'm glad you're here, girl. You love me with these boys.
That's
these
true.
men.
I'm so sorry.
You still have
I
fun,
say,
though.
come on now.
It's been real
Me.
busy.
These men.
You've had fun though, Miss McCrae. It hasn't been that bad. We've not beat you up. You have not had to bring the boxing gloves up into the studio.
No, you
Well, she's a survivor, so I don't doubt that.
They've been on their best behavior.
That's good.
And we have, like I said, we have a guest tonight, Mr. Chad McKendrick. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to have Mr. McKendrick talk about his book, Living Beyond Your Paycheck. And then we're also going to have him come back and do another show with us as well. So we'll get to him in a moment and talk about the book and what's in the book and what the book's about. But real quick, just a couple of quick news stories. Of course, the world is shocked and devastated over what happened in Boston just yesterday. With the bombings that occurred near the end of the Boston Marathon. So our thoughts and prayers, of course, with the city of Boston, with the families of those that were hurt in that situation. Last count I heard was, I believe 3 dead and over 100 and something, 40 odd people injured in some way. I heard a lot of people lost limbs in that, those that are injured. So sad situation. I hope they catch whoever is responsible. I've been listening to the radio a lot. As everybody know, I like to listen to conservative talk radio. I know you love that, Miss McCrae. And, of course, the big question that they've been asking their audiences anyway is, whether it was domestic or whether it was a foreign terrorist attack. We know obviously it was a terrorist attack, but whether it was domestic or foreign, I think. But the idea that they haven't heard that, almost makes you wonder, man, did an American really on Patriots Day in Boston really do such a heinous act to other Americans? I hope not. Learned a little something about it, though, too. What I didn't realize is that particular day on yesterday was actually like a holiday in Boston. And so, like, the whole day is celebrated. The government workers get the day off, and I guess other workers also get the day off. Every Patriots Day, as they call it, they have the game at 11 a.m., and then the Boston Marathon is going, and then people are just out, I guess, in the streets all day celebrating. I didn't realize that it was such a big deal when the Boston Marathon went on. So learned a little something in spite of the tragedy that happened. Were you guys aware that they had all that going on?
No, I didn't know it was a holiday for the...
Yeah, it was a holiday. It's like a big deal, Everybody's out. I think even school's out up there so that, you can celebrate Patriots Day and so forth. So, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting that it's not something you see in American cities, that kind of, I guess you could patriotism. Patriots Day. We certainly don't have anything like that in Orlando. I need to look into that, though. For another free day off.
We love holidays.
Right.
Another day off for a
Any
good cause.
excuse.
They got too many days now off anyway. They get a whole week for Thanksgiving. Where they do that at?
The children.
We did not used to get a week. That is true, brother.
No.
I think we got
3 days.
3 days, right?
Yeah.
3, we got 2.
2 days, yeah. This-
We went Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We
the
had
day
Thursday
of
and Friday.
Thanksgiving and then Friday, and then you had to be back to school on Monday. Well, they're making changes, man. They're making changes for the better, for the better, for the better. The other story that was populating the news, of course, was Tiger Woods and his loss of 2 strokes. You guys hear about that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they say he was cheating.
Yeah, they said it was cheating. I found that one real odd that they say he was cheating. We got a caller, sir?
Hello.
Hey, how you
Hi.
doing? Is this Jimmy Shine
Jimmy
out
Shine,
here?
how you doing?
Sounds like Jimmy
How you
Shine.
doing, Jimmy Shine?
Oh, hello, everybody. Hello. I had to
Jimmy.
jump in on this conversation. You know I
Tell
can't
us
let
the
this go.
conspiracy.
You can't let
Jimmy.
this go.
What's the conspiracy in this, Jimmy
Can I-
Shine?
Can I say the words? Can I say the words? False flag, black ops, military operation. Can I say those words?
With a golf game?
I'm sorry, but I just don't buy this. I don't buy this deal. Whereas somebody set 2 bombs. Now they had bomb sniffing dogs there. They had a bomb. They had the Boston bomb team already there. I know this from people who were there and come back tell the story. They had a huge police presence there. And what they told the people was, be calm, everybody. Be calm. This is simply a drill. They announced it twice over the microphones. This is simply a drill. What happens after that? 2 bombs go off, and we suddenly find out that this is not a drill. So this is what I'm saying, folks. When you have this kind of situation, this happened on 9/11, 11 years ago, when Vice President, what's his name? You know, he worked on the Bush.
Dick Cheney.
What was his name?
Dick Cheney? That's what you're talking about? That was the vice president under the
Yeah, the vice president. He worked on the Bush.
Yeah, Dick
Yeah,
Cheney.
Dick Cheney.
Cheney.
Yeah, Dick
Cheney ran a drill the day that 9/11 happened. So I'm just very disgusted by this. And the media not doing their job. They were supposed to report that. They were supposed to report that there were drills going on at the same time that the bombing happened. So I'm just really, really disgusted by this. If you want to read about it, of course you can go to my Facebook page. I got a dozen postings on there about this.
All right.
But we've just got to be smarter, and we've just got to open our eyes and wake up as to what's happening to our country. I don't buy this bombing thing at all, this terrorist bombing. Yes, it was terrorist bombing, all right, but it's not who we think it is.
All right, man. We appreciate that, Jimmy Shine, as always. That's my, I like to call him the local conspiracy brother. But he's always got some interesting information. We thank you for calling, Jimmy. I know you're on your way to work, man. We appreciate you checking in, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, we appreciate you checking in, Jimmy Shine, on your way to work there, man. Like I said, the local conspiracy brother, the man has always got a conspiracy. If you need a conspiracy,
is a conspiracy.
Jimmy Shine will break it down, because that's a story I haven't heard. I hadn't heard anything about drills happening or anything like that.
That's why it's always good to know somebody who knows somebody.
Yes, it is good to know somebody who knows somebody. I may have to go see what Jimmy Shine's trying to say today. But we thank you for calling in. You can call in too. Remember, 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. So, yeah, real quick. So, Tiger, of course, got fined the 2 strokes, or penalized the 2 strokes on Sunday because they say he dropped his ball inappropriately on the golf course. I just found that just like, really? Like what is that? Like, I don't play the game of golf. But, you know, I just like that was a problem. Like and then he dropped the ball 2 yards behind where it was initially. So I wonder, is that even an advantage? Like, did he gain something because he dropped it 2 yards behind where it was? And then it's worth 2 penalty strokes. Basically, cost him the Masters because he hadn't had it. He probably would have won.
Right.
And he probably would have won. I don't know.
Those points got him.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently you're not supposed to pick up your ball if you drop it. Just kick it somewhere and keep moving.
But no, from my
really
explanation, they
understand
said
that
that rule was actually clearly defined. So, it's one of them things, he was penalized for. But I won't say that cost the Masters because when he went in he had 2 other days to fix the 2 strokes. It's not like
he only had 1 day, I thought. No, didn't it happen Saturday? And then
it happened Friday.
Oh, okay.
So he had 2 days to climb. He didn't play as well as he did Saturday and Sunday as he was playing Friday before that happened.
Okay. Well, I know I just saw that. I think he finished 4th, I believe I saw, in the Masters this year. So, I mean, that's pretty close. Pretty close. It's pretty close, as they say. Then there was a controversy. They said, I guess, in years past, if you signed your card incorrectly, then they're supposed to bounce you from the tournament altogether. So there's controversy because apparently there's this new rule where if you're penalized, you don't have to. You can if you want to, but it's not a mandatory thing. And they were losing their minds because because he didn't disqualify himself. Like, why would I disqualify myself if I don't have to? Like, who does that? It's like, you can play in the basketball tournament, but we'd prefer you didn't. Well, you just told me I can play. I think I'm going to play, man. So just interesting golf. Did you see Tracy McGrady's back in the league, man?
Spurs.
I just saw it. Say he's a Spur.
He's a Spur now, man.
They're getting ready for the playoff push.
Yes, they are getting ready.
That's when everybody starts showing back up.
Yeah. Then there was controversy behind that because they were trying to figure out how can a guy who hasn't been on the team pretty much all year sign, a couple of days before the season end, and now he's going to be on the playoff roster. But I heard the exception to the rule was the fact that he actually wasn't in the NBA.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's nothing different. That happens all the time.
They say because he was in China, it doesn't count, so he's allowed to sign a couple of days before the end of the season and then play.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I
guess it does, brother.
They always pull a veteran, somebody get hurt. Next thing you know, Gary Payton might come out on the court just for a spell. Somebody might get Reggie Miller to come in and shoot a 3 at the end of the game. It happens. And it always happens but it always be a veteran player who used to be an all-star. He pops back up. So you need just like 5 good minutes somewhere. He come in, give his 5 minutes, and go sit down and rest his knees.
He had bad knees. That's why he left That's why he's not in the NBA anymore, right?
Knees and his back. Yeah, he had back problems forever, it seems like.
Yeah, he was having back problems when he was here.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rich man, though.
Hopefully, let's say that.
Yeah.
Right. Rich man. Hopefully. What did he get, $97 million out of the Magic before he left?
I thought it was more than that.
Was it more than that? Oh, okay.
Didn't he get 100?
Was it 100? I thought it was like 97.
7? Well, it might have been because it was like 7 years, maybe not. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, he got like.
I forgot. I'm a few years ahead.
So yeah, he's probably doing all right. Let's go ahead and get to our guest for the evening, Mr. Chad McKendrick. So again, before we get into the book, introduce yourself to the people, please, Chad.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chad McKendrick. I've been in financial services for 24 years now, and I enjoy helping families, and I have my own business on the side as well. As I'm a money coach, coach families on how to manage money well, and that's how my book derived from helping families manage money better. Like you were saying, Tracy McGrady, he's a rich man. Well, the question is he a wealthy man? Riches come through your hands, wealth remains. So we want to know if he's a wealthy man. Well, that's what I teach on how to manage money, how you hold on to something.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Now, real quick, too, let them know where they can find you, too.
Oh, I'm in Eatonville at 323 East Kennedy Boulevard. You also can reach me at on my Facebook at Chad McKendrick. Also, you can reach me via cell phone, 407-929-7328. Again, that's 407-929-7328. 2828.
Awesome. So the book, Living Beyond Your Paycheck. Now, just real quick, the summary of what you're trying to drive home in the book is what?
Live beyond your paycheck, meaning make you think a little bit more. We don't use our minds. We pretty much just look at our money and see what we have, and we feel like we can't go no further than our checkbook. But living beyond your paycheck means that you can use your mind on how to manage money. Sometimes you don't need money. Sometimes you can use other things other than money and make it happen. We can do that, but we never chose to do that. Grandmama and them, you go to grandmama and them to get money. You're getting a 6-figure income, but then you borrow money from grandma. Our grandma got money. Our grandma got money, and you don't have no money.
You got 6 figures, and you ain't got no money. You borrow money from grandma.
All right. So the same principles that we use when we broke, we use them when we got riches. So that's why I said Tracy McGrady might be wealthy, might not. If you take those same mentality, if you got a hole in your cup, if you keep putting water in it, it's still gonna pour out. So no matter how much water you put in it, it's running out because if you're not managing money. You might be spending your money right now on little small things when you don't have any money, but when you get more money, you spend money on big things. So because that's your mindset of what you're doing. So I enjoy just helping individuals just think beyond that paycheck.
Okay. All right. Remember, you can give us a call, talk to Mr. McKendrick tonight. 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. So here's my first question. What principles then should we be following in order to accomplish the goal of the book?
Well, what I teach when I go into schools, I've been going around in the different schools around town this month, and I teach them the principle I call the 3 S's: you share, save, and spend. When we get money, the first thing we think about is paying bills. That should be the last thing we think about. The first thing we should be thinking about is sharing. Second thing is saving, and then spending. So I teach a strategy on how to share, save, and spend. Most people will spend money and then they'll say, okay, if I got something, then I'll save. Then if I got something, then I'll share. Well, that's upside down. It should be the other way around. You should share. You set money aside for sharing, set money aside for saving. Then you start paying your bills.
Okay. All right. Now, when you say sharing, what are we talking about?
Sharing is whatever you choose. Now, if you believe on Lord Jesus Christ and you want to go to church and give your money to the church, then you give it to the church. If you want to give it a nonprofit organization, you do that. If a sister needs some help with finances, you help her. Or a brother needs something, help them. So sharing. I teach the young people about sharing is that if you don't share, no one will share with you. The scripture gives us a principle of giving, it shall be given unto you. Well, nobody's giving unto you if you're not giving. So it's a strong feeling of being connected to one another. So it's a great strategy that I teach the families, especially in the church, on sharing.
Okay. All right. Now, you know the biggest objection I'm sure you hear is, well, I can't even afford to pay my bills. How am I going to be able to share with somebody else? I'm sure you've heard that 1,000 times.
It's only because you're not managing. If you're not managing, you can't share, and if you're not managing, you can't save. So what I teach in my book is how to manage your money. You're not a good steward if you don't have any money saved. If I ask you, the average American can't get their hands on $1,000. I said, can you give me $1,000? I can't find it. The average American can't put their hands on $1,000. I have some executives sat at my desk, and they can't put their hand on $100. So what's the problem? It's called managing. When you're reactive to your money, you never have any. When you're proactive about your money, you always have some. Ladies, y'all know, when you go to the grocery store, you got a list. You come out with, you get more than you really can get because you managing it. Right. But if you go in there without a list and you're hungry, how much you gonna get,
it's
ladies?
Over.
Way too much.
Way too much.
Dang,
right, that's called reactive. Reactive means that you're reacting to your money. If you react to your money, it's not gonna be around. So the scriptures say a fool and his money soon part. And money come running to you and say, what's up? You don't say nothing. They say, okay, see you later. When you don't know what you want to do with it, it don't hang around too long. That's what it means by you fooling your money, you're going to soon part. When we managing mean that it doesn't matter how much you're making, it's what you're doing, what you got. I had a client come to me when I first started in business. The young lady said, I said, how much you want to invest? She said, I would like to invest $13,000. I said, okay. I came to her house, sat down, and I hear people banging on the walls and everything, dust flying everywhere. And I said, where do you work? She said, I work as a cashier at Winn-Dixie. I said, what? I say, what all this banging going on around here? She said, I bought this house cash. How in the world she's a cashier, she got $13,000 to invest, and she bought a house cash? It's called managing money.
Working at Winn-Dixie.
Right.
Cashier too, no less.
That's managing money.
That's managing money.
That's managing money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Does one start?
How one start?
How do you start?
In my book, I teach you how to start right where you are. Whenever you get money, you need to separate your money. If you ever been on a cruise, and you all have been on a cruise, and they take your money and they say put them in the envelopes. Back in the day, they did envelopes. Now they don't have to do that no more. But back in the day, they did envelopes. Put money in the envelopes. Why they want you to put money? For the maitre d', for the maid, for whoever gonna take care of you. You putting the money aside for them. Why they want you to do that? Because they know you're gonna spend everything. You're going there to gamble. You're gonna gamble all that money away. So before you do that, you set money aside so they'll have something. So that's the same principle that grandmama and them did. That's why grandmama put that money under the bed, put it under this, put it under that. Well, that's where you start. No matter how much you have to start there by separating your money. If you have just a checking account and you put all your money in your checking account, guarantee you will spend every dime that's in there. Why? Because that's our nature. We are nature. Our nature, how you know your nature is based on kids. If you take a child to a candy store and give them $5, how much they going to spend? $5 and some more, right?
Yeah, $5.
So if you want to know our nature is to spend. Like I tell the kids in school, the law of gravity says whatever goes up comes down. But the Wright brothers found out the law of lift overrides the law of gravity. It supersedes the law of gravity so the plane can stay up. Well, we have our law is to spend. We're going to spend. Now, how do we supersede spending is sharing and saving. Set that money aside so you don't do it. I don't care if you had $1 million. Just think about it. When you got a raise on your job, you used to get that Happy Meal. Remember that? But then you got a raise on your job. Well, give me the combo. Isn't that how it rolls? So the more we have, the more we're gonna spend. You know, that's the way we are. And so what I do is in my book is I try to teach you on how to protect your money from you. You protect your money from you. Like when I talk about saving money for mad money, extreme emergency money. Extreme emergency money should be cash in hand. On hand, but not in hand. That means like grandmama done put it in a can, under the mattress, under the chair, under the board. You got to think about that to get to it. By the time you think about it, you start to say, "Nah, I don't really need that." You save it. You'll keep it. Why you think wealthy people have behind the picture? They have a safe. It's a combination safe. Why is it not just a key safe? Combination makes them think before you open it up. You say, "I don't need that." See, what happens is we're not managing money because we ain't got our mind on our money. We just reacting. There's no proaction. No matter how much you have. I start training my son at 9. Start training my daughter Amanda at 7. Right now, both of them manage money pretty well. My son's 16, my daughter 12. He got a checking account, saving account. He's building up toward his mutual fund. He manages his account. He got a debit card, and he manages his money. My daughter's the same way. I call her my bank. If I need some change, say, Amanda, you got $20? Yeah, Dad, I got it. She can break that 20. Why? Because I teach them how to manage money. Right where you are. It doesn't matter how much you make, it's what you're doing with it.
Awesome. 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. Didn't you guys have another question?
I had a question about saving. I know you mentioned the sharing and the saving. I guess for someone who is starting where they are, what would be the ideal percentage of saving?
What I call it, in my book, I teach 10-10-20-60. Okay. 10% sharing, 10% for extreme emergency, 20% for priority savings, and then 60% you work out of your bills. So whenever you get money, you do 10, 10, 20, 60. If you got $1, 10, 10, 20, 60. You got $1 million, 10, 10, 20, 60. So regardless of what you get, you do 10, 10, 20, 60 on whatever you have. You should be working out of 60% of your money. If you have a house, your rent or your mortgage shouldn't be no more than 30%. If it's more than 30%, you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
See, we overextend ourselves now. Some people might be way out of the box and they can't do a 10, 10, 20, 60. That's when they have to do an evaluation. I have clients that come to me that refer to me from a tax strategist because they owe the IRS over $10,000. So they got to learn how to manage money. So they hire me to teach them how to manage their money. So when I bring them in, I whoop them up, whoop them in shape. And they pay me on average between $100 to $200 an hour for me to whoop them in shape. And by the time I finish whooping them in shape, they got some money.
Okay.
Because I teach them that you don't work out of all of your money. You work out of only a percentage of your money. What we do is we take all of our check, we put it in the checking account, and we work out of it, and we don't have anything. Work from the 60%. Start working there. If you go 10, 10, 20, 60 and start working out of that 60, you're going to start looking to see, man, I'm spending money over here. Let me cut back here. No, I don't need to do that. Or you might increase your income. If you increase your income, that 60% get bigger, right? But I'm only working out of 60% regardless. And that's how you have to be proactive to your money instead of being reactive to your money. You say, I don't have enough money. No, you have enough. It's just what you're doing with it. Then you say, well, Lord, I need more. Well, if you're a child and the child spent up all the money and then the child said, Mom, I want some more, you going to give him some more? But that's what we tell God. Oh, Lord, I need more. Well, hold on, you ain't even managing what I gave you. Give me more, give me more.
Yeah. Like you say, you got to trust you with the little things first.
That's right. That's right. You're a fool over a little bit, you're going to be a fool, a bigger fool over money.
That's right.
That's right, man. Do me one more favor. The 10, 10, 20, 60, the first 10 was what? One more time.
Sharing.
First 10 was sharing. The second 10 was?
Extreme emergency.
Extreme emergency.
That's in the house. That's cash in the house. But the max you're going to leave in the house is $500.
And then
after you max that out, then you start taking that for vacation money, 10% for vacation.
And then the 20, it was what?
20% priority savings. Priority savings. The only time you go in that savings if it's a priority. You're not going in there to get that new dress.
Right. Right. Now, would that be?
On sale.
That's right. There you go. There you go. There you go.
One time sale. Would the priority savings be what people typically would say your 3 to 6 months emergency money, or is that 10%? Okay.
That priority savings should be that 3 to 6 months of your income.
Okay.
You need to build it toward 3 to 6 months before you even start talking about retirement, buying a house, buying a car, buying a boat, whatever you're going to do. You need 6 months of your income tucked away before you even start thinking about anything. Why? Because if you lose a job, it's going to take a minute for you to get another one. Or if your income breaks down, say for some odd reason your income breaks down, well, it's going to take you about 2 seasons to get it back. Season is 3 months. 2 seasons is 6. So if you got 6 months, you can bounce back. You can bounce back. So 6 months, that's why it's so vital. I tell my client, don't even think about 401k plan yet. Let's get that 6 months down. If you don't have that 6 months, don't even think about 401k yet. Because see, if you put in the 401k plan and you get laid off that job, you got to get the government 30% of that money because you're taking it out too early.
Right.
So you don't lost 30% right then. No. So I'm gonna start investing in a mutual fund with that 6%. That 6 months of income, they're gonna go in a mutual fund.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's about properly managing where you are. I don't care if you make $2.50. Manage where you are. That's what I teach the kids about allowance. Parents give a kid $5 to train that child. You gonna let the child leave the house and you ain't train them and say don't spend it all in the same place? Duh. You're not teaching them no management skills. How you gonna teach them to manage is by putting money in their hands. I can't teach you to swim unless I put you in the water. So you're gonna teach a child to manage money and you ain't putting no money in his hand? So I have to put money in their hands, even if that's $5. Put it in their hand, teach them to share, save, and spend. And that's what I do with my kids. They don't work for their allowance is not for doing chores. They do chores because they're supposed to do that.
That's right. I'm with you on that.
Right. They only get an allowance because I'm teaching them how to manage money.
Uh-huh.
So, but if they don't do their chores, then I ain't teaching them how to manage money.
All right.
They don't get that privilege.
You don't get it.
You don't get that privilege.
If you don't work, you don't get paid.
Right.
I'm not mad at that.
Awesome. 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680. We are talking tonight with money coach Chad McKendrick. Give us a call if you got any questions for Chad, and again, we'll put out his information there again before we leave the show tonight, so that you can contact him on your own if that's what you want to do. But 407-894-1680, conversation with Chad McKendrick, the money coach. So management is the first key. You say you got to separate your money, and then you gave us the plan that you kind of a recommended plan to kind of start from 10-10-20-60. Again, just to keep throwing that out there so people know, 10% sharing, 10%, what'd you say, extreme, I lost the second
emergency.
word. Extreme emergency, then 20% priority savings, and then 60% working, which is a principle I know I think that Black says in general just have a problem with that idea of, living beneath your means.
That's right.
That's something that, you hear, I listen to, like I said, a lot of conservative radio. I love to listen to Dave Ramsey in the afternoon a lot of times as well. And that's sort of principles when they're talking about money that they preach constantly. But for whatever reason, in our communities and our homes, we're lacking that conversation. And so we end up tending to do things that we basically put ourselves in that hole even before we get started. And then, like you say, you kind of get consumed and you're in the hole. Then you're like,
Right.
How do I get out of here? What's just in general for someone who is in a hole, where's sort of the first place you look to sort of help them get out?
First, you evaluate all of the things that you are doing, and I normally run what I call our company has what we call a free financial needs analysis to find out where you are, see where your spending is going, seeing if we can cut back on some spending or just to watch what's going on. First thing, we got to see what's going on. The best thing to do is write it out. If you can write it out, I guarantee you, if you write out what you've been doing, it'll start changing your mindset of what you do, because we are like ostrich. We put our heads in the sand and we don't pay no attention, and we just spending like we lost our mind. We don't pay no attention, and it's only because no one have been teaching our Black families on how to manage money. Yes, I know there's Dave Ramsey, there's Crown Ministries, there's many different ministries out there, but we won't do them because our attention span is about that short. And we don't want to do them. I do a workshop. My workshop lasts for 4 hours, and in that 4-hour session, I teach them how to work this book, how to work it, how to make it work for them. And when they finish, they can leave that workshop and go to work immediately. We're not talking about later on. We're talking about immediately. And Black people need to do that. Black people have to do it immediately because, how many workshops you've been to and you got all of the books and all of the paraphernalia and everything and all of it catching dust right now. It's because we don't engage that kind of stuff. We engage stuff right now. If it's on hand, we can use it right now, we'll do it. When I go into the schools, when those kids go home, they go home and start managing their money immediately. Because it's so simple. It's not something that's complex. What I teach is when I'm the money coach, if they hire me as a money trainer, like they do with the tax people, when they hire me as a money trainer, my goal is for them not to be with me no more. I want to empower them. The longer you with me, the madder I am. Yes, you're going to pay me $200 an hour, and you pay me $200 an hour because I want to get you mad. Right, and then you gonna do what I tell you to do. You ain't gonna be listening to your broke friend because you paid for this.
Yeah.
Your broke friend say, "No, you don't need to do it like that." No, I paid $200 for this.
Right.
I'm doing this.
Right.
See, that's the only reason that I charge them. I hit them hard, and I say, "Now I need you to get out of my wing. Now I need you to get on." Like I had an older lady. She was working with me and then after a while she She said, Chad, I think I got it now. I said, all right, good. She said, you say good? I said, yeah. She had a contract to work with me for 3 months. Well, she finished within 2 months. She was ready. I knew she was ready. I was just waiting on her to say she ready. And she said, yeah, Chad, I think I'm ready. I said, all right, let's go. Take off. Now, that's all I want. I want to see them do it. So, and that's the whole reason why when they hire me, I charge them. And so that they'll get it in their head. So they'll be proactive, stop being reactive. If you don't learn anything else tonight, stop being reactive. Be proactive. If you're going to spend that money on them pretty shoes, you know that sale coming up. You know a sale coming up. Put the money aside. Get ready for it. And then then that's called preparing. Preparing. I don't care. You can spend it on 50 million shoes if you prepare for it. Somebody say, well, you don't need all that kind of. I rode in a Diamante for almost 16 years. It was 265 miles. It's called the Dust Bowl, and it smoked. Now I'm in financial services. Now I make good money. Well, why you riding in that? Because I needed to at that time. Right. Now I'm riding a Lexi, but I'm riding a Lexi because I can afford a Lexi now. Right. But then I couldn't, so I wouldn't. So I don't live for other people. I live within myself. Right. I don't live for others. I learned a whole lot while I was riding in the Dust Bowl. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. That in my book I talk about the fear of friends and family. See, we have a fear of friends and family. What they gonna say? If I'm the financial guy and you riding a car like that, what they gonna say? When I got rid of the fear of family, hey, I was ready. See, reactiveness is because of fears that we have, and that's what I talk about in the book.
I think that you brought up a great point with the car example, because I see so many times individuals driving with, Lexuses and Mercedes-Benz, and then driving into the projects or driving into, an apartment. Right. It's like you could have spent that money on a down payment for a house. Right. Why, our priorities seem to kind of be backwards sometimes when it comes to finances for the look. Yes. Of what it appears that we have, but we really don't have, or even are in more debt just to get something to appear that we have something and we really don't. Right,
right. I'm the financial guy. I got to ride nice. No, I ain't riding no nice. I got to pay that maintenance fee. Maintenance fee $700 for a tune-up.
Yeah, I know that's right. It ain't funny then.
No, it ain't funny then.
Right, $500 tires.
A lot of people don't realize that they get them luxury cars. When it's time to get it fixed, then you find out why it's a luxury car.
That's right. That's right.
The gas, you got to get the premium gas.
You can't get that cheap stuff.
Please. I had to borrow my. I rode around in my cousin's Cheyenne Porsche. Whatever that was.
Cayenne.
Yeah, and having to get that gas. Oh, no. I was like, oh, give me my Camry now.
Right. But it's okay to do it, but you got to do it at the right time. Right. See, I don't never stop anybody from doing anything. What I do is I say, do it at the time that if you can't get the car, you just say, I can't get the car now. Right. It's not saying you ain't never going to get it, because if you keep doing the strategy, you're going to get there. Because my strategy teaches you how to move forward. You might go at snail pace because of the amount of money you're making, but you're steady moving forward, and you're not just standing still and moving backwards. And that's what most people are doing. So it's about moving forward. If you sharing, you saving, you're moving forward. If you're not sharing, you're not saving, you're not moving forward. You are standing still or you're going backwards. You save money, money save you.
How do you recommend, or what are your strategies for making your money grow within your strategy? You've gotten to this point where you have the 6-month rule, you've met all your goals. How do you then make it grow even more?
Well, what I teach is I'm an advocate for mutual funds. Mutual funds is a good place to put money, and I teach the kids in school called the Rule of 72 of how the money doubles. Your money can double pretty good in a mutual fund.
Even in this financial climate?
Don't listen to that. Okay. If you look at President Obama came in office, the Dow Jones was at 6,000. Today, if you look at the Dow Jones, it's over 14. So that means it done doubled. So if you put money in the market when he got in office, you would have doubled your money today. That's why you didn't hear any politicians talking about we losing money in retirement this time. See, this time they didn't talk about that. They talked about that last time, but they're not talking about this time because they knew that'll shed light on what he was doing. That market is kicking tail. Mm-hmm. It is kicking it. Some of my clients made 7.5% last month. I ain't telling you what count that is, so I don't have no problems. You talking about last month, whereas the bank paying you about 1% a year.
Right.
You talking about 7.5 last month. So mutual funds is a good place to start and build. Then you can move up to a financial advisor. Once you start building that, then you could get to a financial advisor who will advise you to doing those kind of things. That's what my company can do for you. Is we move you from the outhouse to the penthouse.
All right.
So if your money's not looking funny, I'm gonna help you get it right before you get. Cause see, what I was doing was I was just starting at financial services, but a lot of people couldn't even get to the financial services because they couldn't manage money yet. Mm-hmm. So once I teach them how to manage money, now they can start doing the financial services like life insurance, investments, you name it, buying a home, mortgages, and things like that. Now we can start doing that, and then we can start moving in at the next level, which is called financial advisors. Getting a financial advisor to help you manage that big portfolio that you have now. Mm-hmm. So move from the outhouse to the penthouse.
In starting with a mutual fund, how much would you require or request someone to start with?
Mutual fund, I say start with, I wouldn't invest your money unless you got at least $1,000 in the bank. Mm-hmm. You got to have $1,000 in the bank because you don't need to be diving in your mutual fund all the time. Once you got $1,000 in the bank, then you can start your mutual fund. Mutual fund says you could open it up with $1,000. You could do $50 a month, or you could do $1,000 and you don't do anything. You can do, or you do $50 a month and you don't have to do $1,000. So, but I really don't tell the client to start until they got at least $1,000 in the bank because we don't want them. I don't want them going and robbing their mutual funds to take care of something incidentals that they could have taken care of by having that little nest egg in their savings account.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's the building part. That's what I mean by the building part. How long it takes you to do that, that's what my son is doing now. He's building toward his mutual fund. That's what he's doing. He's building toward his mutual fund. So he loves it. He moves from the can to the savings account to the mutual fund.
And he's 12?
He's 12 now.
12.
No, my daughter's 12. My son's 16 now.
16, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, she probably have more money than he do, though.
she really took hold to you.
Oh yeah.
My daddy said I need to save.
It's usually the little girl.
Well, they know how to hold that thing.
Hey.
Little boys are usually knuckleheads for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Definitely. 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680. Again, we're having a conversation with Chad McKendrick, the money coach. Some great stuff being dropped here tonight, folks. So I hope you're listening and taking notes. Again, I'm going to go ahead and give Chad's information if you need to find him. He's located at 323 Kennedy Boulevard. That's in the lovely Eatonville, Florida. So that's where you can find his office. And I gave his phone number, too, if you ever want to call him. He said his number is 407-929-7328. That's 407-929-7328. That's Chad McKendrick, the money coach. So, we've been talking about managing your money. We've kind of transitioned a little bit. We talked about what you can do once you kind of nail down the plan, and now you're at that point where you're actually saving money. You say you recommend to have at least $1,000 in the bank account before you think about investing. But like you said, just kind of going back and getting over some of that fear that folks have about moving forward to that next step, or really the fear of, I'm in this mess right now, and you say slowly work that plan. Is there anything you recommend to them or you say to them to kind of keep them encouraged about moving forward, even though you're kind of swimming and don't seem like you got a way out?
If we would stop and listen to God. If we stop and listen to God, He will lead us out of any situation that we're in. But we have to put a plan together to move forward, and this is a good plan to put together, and then listen to God to move forward. It was a stress reliever for me for doing this. When I started doing this, I was in finance for almost 15 years before I started managing my money well. I was under so much stress and pressure because I get paid when I get a client. If I didn't get a client, I didn't get paid. So stress was mounting up on me, and I didn't know it. I was denying it. I'm believing in God, but I really wasn't. I was really stressing, and God had to help me meet someone to teach me how to manage money. And I thank God that he led me toward this gentleman to teach me how to manage money. And once I started managing money, I found myself being a little more liberated. When I started managing money, I only manage money for 15 minutes, and that's it. I don't think about money no more now. Now I can enjoy my family, I can do things in life, I can enjoy my career, but most of us think about money all day, every day, because you're saying, I don't have enough. But if you're managing well, and I spend 15, 20 minutes sitting there at my computer, making sure that everything get paid for the week, which my book teaches you how to do that, and then once I've done that, I'm done. Now I can enjoy life. I can enjoy, most of us not enjoying life because we're thinking about who we got to pay, who's going to call me, I don't make enough money, I need a new job. And you think about money all day, so life is passing you by. But when you're doing this, it begins to help you get some order to your life, and then it started to give you a calm assurance.
Amen.
Awesome, man. That's what I'm talking about. And then picking back on Miss McCrae's question, that fear that we have. I talk about this all the time. Just that fear that we have. You talked about mutual funds, but just investing in general. I know a lot of people in the back of their mind, they're thinking, you put your money out there in, mutual fund or stocks or whatever you choose to invest in at some point. And it's just only a matter of time before, it crashes on me, and then now I don't have nothing.
Well, when you put money in a mutual fund, you don't just sit there and let it crash. If it's going down, it don't go down like instant. It's slowly going down. If you see the stock market, you look at the Dow is at 14 right now. If the Dow get at 13, that means it's going where? Okay, if it's at 12, then what it's doing? It's going down. Okay, at 10, what is it doing? Down. Okay, now you need to go over to your mutual fund and move your money into a money market account. Mm-hmm.
Right. I think what a lot of people do, they have faith in whatever company that they gave their money to that's supposed to be managing it, and they give it to them. And then they walk away. Right. And they look every now and then when they get their statement. Right. And see if it has a plus or a minus. Right. And then they move on.
Right. That's not how you do it. That's why they show the Dow every time. Every time you see on the news, they don't never go out with a show without showing you the Dow Jones. Mm-hmm. The Dow Jones that's the top companies in our country, and it gives you an average return of what they are doing. And what the Dow is telling you is giving you an indication of what's going on in our economy. So if it's Dow started, like I tell my clients, look at the Dow today. When you're investing today, look at the Dow today. Now watch what happens. I say if it's going to 14, 15, 16, what it's doing is it's going up. Right. I say if it's going 13, 12, 10, should you call me? Yeah, I need to call you. That's right. That's how it works. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. You don't just sit in there and just keep watching it go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I hope my planner is doing something with my money.
Ain't nothing happening because if everything going down, everything going down. Mm-hmm. You don't just keep riding it. You got to get off. And that's where you put your money, move your money into a money market account, which every company that you do your mutual fund with has a money market account. Mm-hmm. They have to have one. So that's how you pretty much get over that fear of losing all your money. You only lose all your money because you're ignorant. You're not paying it no attention. Right. You're ignoring it.
Right.
Right.
So it goes back to, like you say, managing your money. Being proactive as opposed to being reactive.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
I like to teach families to fish. I don't want to fish for them. I want to teach them how to fish. So when they leave me, they should be empowered to do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, that means I done my job.
What would you say are some of the, biggest money management mistakes that you have seen?
I can really go with myself. One of the biggest ones I did, I've gone through chapter 13, chapter 7, foreclosure, repossession, credit card crunch, Scott, you name it, I've done it. And I asked God when I was going through my hard time, I said, well, Lord, what's going on here? You know, all I got to do is do one investment and everything will be over with. He said, it's not about you, it's about others. How are you going to be able to minister to somebody about bankruptcy when you haven't been there? So I've been there, so when I'm talking to my executive clients that's going through it and they don't, you know, because they feel like everybody looks to them. If you ever run into an executive, most of those are people that their family looks to them for everything. Mm-hmm. So it's hard on them to be able to say to their family that they're hurting. So they don't have no one to talk to. But when they find it that I'm there, they're able to come to me. And then I can tell them, I've been where you are. I know what you feel. I feel your pain. It's not like I'm just telling you something I learned in the book at the University of Florida, the best school in the world. Okay. All right.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
But I had experienced it. So I try to do that for my clients and let them know that no matter where you are, you can come out. Mm-hmm. No matter where you are, I don't care where you are, you can come out. But it just have to have someone that has compassion to help you get out of there, you know. And there's no financial service companies want to do that because there's no money in that.
Yeah,
there's no money in that. When I wrote this book, I couldn't find too many books just like this one because they don't want to do that because that don't make no money.
Right.
Managing your money, that means we haven't started yet. See, you managing your money, we haven't started yet. I haven't made no money.
Right.
So we don't care nothing about that. All we care about is you getting a mortgage or getting a mutual fund or you getting life insurance. You don't care about all that other stuff. So that's why I love what I do, because I have the compassion for the people that I serve.
What was your turning point? You said you went through all these things. What then made you decide to really focus and master these skills to turn your financial life around?
A gentleman by the name of Patrick Wright sat down and talked with me, and he shared with me some principles about managing money. We got to a point that we were in bad shape, and my wife knew that he knew some management philosophies. And we was going home one day, and my wife said, let's go see him. We got to see somebody outside of us. So we went down and sat down and talked with him. We spent almost 4 or 5 hours in there just hashing it out of the mindset of some of the things that I teach in the book, just hashing it out because I had to get my mind right. Mm-hmm. And when I done that, and then I started practicing some of these principles of the 10-10-20-60, then I started getting liberated, then I started getting confidence. And so it started turning. The boat started turning. It didn't turn fast, but it started turning. I could feel the turn because I started practicing these principles. I started being more proactive about my money than being reactive about my money. And then I started saying, okay, this is where I am. Let me work with where I am. I'm not pining away saying I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow. No, what am I today? I got $10. Let me handle these today. Let me manage these 10 today. And then all of a sudden, money just started coming because I started managing, feeling better about it, and things start turning around.
Okay.
Awesome. 407-894-1680 is the number, 407-894-1680. Again, we're talking with Chad McKendrick, the money coach. We only got a few minutes left, so if you got a question, you better hurry up.
Where can we find the book?
You can go to www.livin, Livin, beyondyourpaycheck.com. livingbeyondyourpaycheck.com. That's my official website. You can go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold, they're there. But I prefer you to come to my official website. If you come to my official website, I autograph them and mail them out to you.
Get a bigger piece of the pie, too.
That's right.
That's what I like.
They only give me $1. That's all that Amazon give me $1. I get the whole thing.
Yeah. That's only 60 cents.
Yeah. On the website, it's $15 for it on the website. I'm also doing a workshop on May 18th at Macedonia in Eatonville. That I'll be also working with it. I have a workbook that goes along with the book that I do it at the workshop. It's $35 per person to go to the workshop, and I hash it out for 4 hours, just going back and forth. Some of the things that we're talking about tonight is what we do then. We hash it out, let them get it out. A lot of times people get it out and understand it. It's a great thing for when they finish, they feel good, they feel better on how they're going to be able to manage, because most people are hurting out there right now.
Definitely. And what you said May 18th? What's the time?
From 9 to noon.
9 to noon.
9 to noon.
9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Right.
Right. Yeah, we're doing registration. I do registration in my office or at Macedonia after the services on the first Sunday or the second Sunday.
All right. I hear we have a caller. How you doing tonight, caller?
I'm doing excellent. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. What's your comment tonight? I don't have a few minutes, so.
I have a question. I'm going to try to make it real quick. He's doing great, and I applaud him for what he's doing. However, there are people who want to invest but does not have $1,000, cannot get a loan. Has he ever thought about opening his company where he can loan the money, teach how to work dollars, and have?
You're breaking up. I thought about opening a company where you loan. What'd you say?
Yeah, not opening the company, but his company. Does he have like a clause where he can loan the person who needs to get started but doesn't know where to get started, and then charge like a small fee of, the money that helps the person to get started on?
That will be just creating another problem and delaying a problem. What a loan does is create a problem or delay a problem. What I teach is when you got it, then you do it. But you start where you are. When I'm talking about strategizing and saving your money, even if you, like my son, he starts saving money in a can. So you just start where you are. So you don't be in a rush. You're not in the marathon. You're in the marathon, not in the sprint. So if you just manage money right where you are, I'm patient. And that's what financial advisors don't like. They don't like that. They want you to do what you just said. Go get a loan. They want you to move fast. Now you're being reactive again. And we must be proactive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, so May 18th, 9 a.m., 12 p.m., Macedonia, $35 per person. You say you're doing registrations at the office, right? Mm-hmm. Again, that's 323 Kennedy Boulevard in Eatonville, Florida. Anywhere else you say you were doing the registrations for that?
Well, we're just doing them in the office.
Just at the office,
and at the church. Right.
All right. Is there limits or?
Yeah, we're limited to at least 50. I like to be small and quaint, not too many people. And I do them. Well, Macedonia does them every 6 months. We try to do one. So it's a great event.
All right. Well, we're out of time here. We'd like to thank you for coming on, Chad. We appreciate your time. Again, you can find them 323 Kennedy Boulevard, Eatonville, Florida. The number is 407-929-7328. We'll see you next week. This is WOKB 1680 AM.
WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.